Hey, guess what time it is, boys and girls, chipsters, chipsteros, chipsteras. It's time for the Chips and Salsa Show in New Mexico. I'm Alice Lara, here with my partner in political podcast.
And it's not just New Mexico, it's New freaking Mexico. No, I'm just kidding. You gotta say that because it's rough here. It's freaking rough out here sometimes.
Woo! We got so much to talk about. Zeke Rodriguez.
Zeke Rodriguez, if you're not from Mexico.
And we apologize for not being on a certain day, a certain time. We're still restructuring studio,
We're a little off
but
kilter.
it's all right. We're going to
bit.
get there.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. It's going to be a short little show today,
Yep.
but we wanted to come and talk to you. I'm going to just get some announcements out
Just
really,
jump in
really
there,
quick.
Alice. You know how to jump in.
Very good. I'm jumping in. Okay, so here locally in Las Cruces, New Mexico, guess what, guys? There's going to be a Trump train on the 2nd of November. There was one last week out of Young Park. This one is going to be at 2500 East Missouri Avenue. For those of you that know the city, our little city, it's over there on Missouri and Don Roser, right alongside I-25, right? Have that right?
Missouri and Don Roser for the Corner Bakery? Oh, no.
No, this is for the Trump
The
train.
Trump train.
It's a big empty lot that's there. It's been there forever. I used to live in that area. It used to be called the Ridgecrest
Missouri
area.
and...
Missouri
Oh, and that dirt
and
lot
Don
right
Roser.
there.
Big dirt lot.
Yeah,
right.
don't be bringing your nice cars over there.
Yeah, so that's going to start like 9 a.m. at 11:30. They're going to start the Trump train at 11:30. So again, that's
Okay.
November 2nd. We'll tell you about it next time we're on as well.
Okay.
I also want to let you know that this Saturday and Sunday at the Corner Bakery, there's going to be selling merch, man.
Trump merch. Come and get it.
2024, dude. Hats, everything. I think they're going to have some signs there too. It's our good friend Werner, and I think Patrick's going to be helping him out. Patrick Garcia, my buddy. So come on down, tell your friends about it. I have seen more Trump signs and things than I've seen one Waltz Harris sign. I should say Harris Waltz. So go on down there. Very, very cool stuff. And also, I want to let you know that my women's club, that's the Doña Ana County Federated Republican Women, we're going to have Rachel's Vineyard is going to be our guest this Friday. There's still time to get on there. It's too late to do lunch, but that's okay. You can still show up. We meet at the Lutheran Church over there on Eltz off Highway 70. Just contact me and I'll give you Dora's information, or email me and I'll put you in touch with her. AliceLara@hotmail.com. That's Alice Lara, AliceLara @hotmail.com. And what else do I have to tell you? The only thing I want to tell you is CCIA, that's a Coalition of Conservatives in Action. We meet every Thursday, 6 p.m., and that's at Kitchen Craft over on Telshore. And you may not live in Cruces, that's okay. Maybe you know somebody in New Mexico. If they live in El Paso or the surrounding area, they're welcome to come Thursday night. We always have wonderful speakers. And then I'm going to toss it to you because tell them the future of our show. Oh, first of all, I want to give kudos and thanks to Mr. Gary Huff, who's our engineer today, sound
He is our
engineer.
technician engineer on the sticks in the back. Thank you, Mr. Gary. Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to our quick little flash in and out Chips and Salsa show. We have been in transition of studios. We're running a couple other things as well. Got some other exciting news on my personal stuff, and that does involve tech and social media and branding and stuff. So this is all gonna be very complimentary in the future. But for now, we're gonna be uploading this to all of our channels. We can put this on Rumble. We can put this on Facebook, YouTube. So we're not live, but it's still gonna be uploaded to all of our platforms. And we're excited for that.
And we will be live. Like last time we were doing on Facebook, but the sound isn't quite the quality we want.
Right, we didn't want to do that sound again, so we're just going to record it, upload as is, and then Monday we should be back going live on at least YouTube and Facebook, probably YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram and X.
Wow. Sweet.
So I just did an extra Instagram with Mr. Kane. It's a little more difficult, but it's possible. We're going to do all of them. The main thing is to get the word out there, guys. Like, this stuff is so key. Basically, because of independent media is the only reason why we've had a fighting chance. Because if we left it up to the mainstream media, we would have been freaking in the gulag a long time ago,
That is for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
I want to just take a few seconds because this is becoming one of my favorite songs during this political campaign. And if you haven't heard it, I want you to hear it and look for it and play it. To all you Doris fans.
I love the Doors.
Let's sing.
You only say what is untrue. You are a master falsifier. When somebody fact checks you, like a chameleon, you change your attire. Come along's a big fat liar.
Sorry, but I have to sing along.
Kamala's a big fat liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
That's a good one.
It is great if you're a big Doris fan. My husband, that's Mark's favorite band, the Doors.
Yep.
And that became popular now, even with kids, this generation, because they're just a hot band.
Well, my dad was huge in the Doors. I grew up listening to that freaking band forever.
Well, can you imagine if Jim Morrison were still alive? Jim Morrison was a big truth guy. He would just say, he was so Trump-like, he would be out there, whatever would happen, he would say, he would talk about it. He was unafraid. So it's too bad what happened to him. Drugs took away so many of the great talents. But
well, Jim Morrison was a conspiracy with him. And I hate to say it, but tinfoil hat time. I mean, his dad was apparently, if not a CIA agent, he was a high-level federal worker. And most powerful people had a father that was in the federal government.
I've heard that, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But he was one of them, Jim Morrison. But music, incredible. They don't make it like that anymore. Music today sucks, I'll say it. I just don't. I mean, there's good country music now. Actually, I'm actually becoming more of a fan of country music.
Country's good, yeah.
Than ever before, because that's the only quality music that I see coming out of the mainstream music anymore these days. Everything else sucks.
It's real and it's legit.
It's authentic. And I like it.
So right.
I can jam it now.
You are so right.
But there's no more good heavy metal, no more hard rock. There's no more pop music. If it is pop music, it came out of P. Diddy's corner. I don't know when it wants anything to do with that anymore. But for real, that was like 80% of music came from the same circle that he was involved with. That were top of the billboards. You can trace it back to that circle. So the music you listen to is pretty important, guys. You got to be careful with what you hear out there.
It is so sad, but I'm trying to play that on my Facebook page every day because it's just priceless.
You love
the
it.
lyrics are good. Kamala's a big fat liar.
She is, and she is.
And then, so we got, speaking of Kamala, she's probably pretty pissed because Trump was making fries at McDonald's, man. It's McDonald's DJT.
I love that.
Wasn't that a great video?
I think
he's so comfortable. You can tell he was really enjoying just talking to the people. He is so relaxed and comfortable. Quick little story. When he first ran, we were interviewing Frank Thorwald, who was assistant to Attorney General Meese. Okay, that's before you guys' time. But he said he wasn't really a big Trump guy at that time. In fact, I think I was still Ted Cruz when we did the show. But he said what always impressed him, wherever they went, because he was the events arranger, wherever they went, Trump would get out and he would go and he would shake the servers' hands, the drivers. Hey, how you doing? Thank you very much for being here. And that stuck in his head, and it stuck in my head after he told me. I'm sorry, I apologize for having.
Well, that's why it pisses me off when people throw Trump under the bus, like he's born rich and he's just elitist and he's dumb. It's like, no, man. From a very young age, his dad, because I read The Art of the Deal. His dad taught him that what the understanding with the family was is that your business as an entrepreneur, as a capitalist, is nothing without the people who work for you. If you don't take care of the people that work for you and honor them and respect them, he would pay for them for vacations, randomly give them all kinds of money. He would do Christmas parties. I mean, the things that an amazing boss would do for you, because at the end of the day, they don't have to come to work for you. So they would selectively work for Mr. Trump because he took super good care of them. And so what we're seeing with that McDonald's is just him being himself, hanging out with the normal person because he appreciates what they do. He spent a lot of time doing barbecues with the white-collar guys, with the blue-collar guys, excuse me. That's just who they are. Is looking out for their people, looking out for their tribe is who they are as a family. It
is so legit and it's so real when you watch him, because that stuff's hard to fake. Because you can tell when somebody's like just trying to be nice and everything. That's not him. And I'm just going to give my boss, who 25 years in this month I've been working for him, and that's why I stuck with him, because he's a great boss and, like you say, treats people well. When you find something like that who appreciates you and acknowledges you and respects you, you don't want to leave.
It's long term.
So I just love it. I love watching that video and getting more clips, and it's so much fun. And still speaking of Trump, my goodness, Pinon Post put out some stuff, and it appears that New Mexico, well, you were reading the stats right before the show.
Yep. Well, yeah, New Mexico, I think Kamala's only up 3 points right now in New Mexico, which is well in the margin of error. We usually it's a 4 or 5 point differential for the margin of error, depending on what kind of polling you're doing. So 4 to 5 points basically means it could be anything, but she's in 3 points now. Biden was plus 10 to 11 back in 2020. Okay.
Wow.
So for us to be up to plus 3 in the margin of error 2 weeks out before the election, man, that's it speaks.
Think?
Oh, and also Trump now has 49% of the Latino.
Yes, I saw
vote,
that.
and Kamala has 38%. So what are these people going to do? You've
been in New Mexico. I just moved
I have been
back
here.
a couple of years ago. What do you think? Do you think there really is a chance that New Mexico could go for
Well,
Trump?
for people who know me, they know I've experienced voter integrity issues since day one. That's basically got me into this whole thing. I know that there's a massive silent majority out there. Okay, it doesn't.
There is. You're
it
right.
doesn't translate into the elections as much as you would like because of the corruption in this state. We are the worst state in the country. I don't care what anybody says. We are the worst state in the country. We have the worst education in the country. I mean, the crime is through the roof. The border's been wide open. We could have better systems to ensure our elections are secure. Aside from that, people that I'm talking, I did a post for those who are listening on my Facebook. It was a poll, Trump or Harris, and of course my following is going to be a little bit biased.
When did you do this?
This was about 4 days ago.
Yeah.
I've gotten 430 votes, and I've gotten 60 likes, a bunch of love and comments for Trump, and it's 95% Trump.
Really? Of
400
course, that is your.
It's my
friends.
my friends and followers. So it's like 417 for Trump and 17 or 18 for Harris.
But still, that's significant because even if they were your followers, I really think that it would still be the case you'd have maybe at least 25%.
Well, exactly, right?
Right?
At least a 10 to 20%. It's not even close to 10 or 20%. And so my first 2,000 followers that I got was when I was a hardcore progressive, Bernie, commie kind of a wannabe guy. But then I learned about communism and how horrible it was, and I went over to the right side. So it's a good mix, my following, although it's seemingly more conservative now because there's a big conservative movement. But just 4 years ago, Alice, do you remember how intense it was just to talk about Trump?
Oh,
this
heck
time
yeah.
4 years ago, how much different was it than it is now online?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
It was more hostile, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now it's just there's just a bunch of us like freaking dogpiling people online, like.
Well, and even the trolls, I've got my own little troll.
I bet you
and,
do.
And we'll ask them questions, and they just kind of run away. And I always want to say, run away, little girl, run away, because they don't come back. They won't answer your questions.
No.
They say, oh, you're in a cult, and you guys are lying, and Trump's a liar, and blah, 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 but they never tell you why or back up their story.
No, I don't.
Before, they wouldn't leave you alone. I mean, they would, they would try at least. So that tells me they're getting weak. But the last election, I wasn't living here yet, but someone told me this. They said, I don't know any, and this person knows a lot of people. I don't know anyone who voted for Biden. I mean, they were amazed that as many people did.
One thing I put
in New Mexico.
Yeah, in New Mexico. One thing that put it in me in context of where I am is the fact that Alex Jones was talking about they've done polls and they can't find anybody to vote for Kamala Harris. I mean, anybody. And around the country, I believe that because if you look on the map, the perceptual map of voters, it's red as all hell. But New Mexico is still, somewhat blue, getting a lighter blue now. I do know people who are voting for Harris, happily, cogently, coherently, and it. Mm-hmm. To me, I just don't get it. I mean, and what it boils down to is they have conditioned people to hate Trump more than any other issue that is of substance, right? I mean, oh, he's such a liar. I can't stand that he lied about this, or I can't stand that he banged a hooker. It's like, okay, bro, I'll go with you there, okay? That's not the most morally upstate thing
but I mean,
to do or whatever.
Kamala had an affair too.
Kamala had an affair, but that's not even the worst of it. Look at the executive leadership of the Democrat Party, okay? They was all hanging out with Epstein on his plane regularly, his friends, with Bill Gates all the time. Had a picture of freaking Bill Clinton in a blue dress in his house. Did you see that? You had to have seen that.
Oh, thanks for the vision, buddy.
I'll show it. I mean, it's public knowledge. Fact check me all day. So we have the Democrat executive leadership who is closely befriended with Epstein, who was child sex trafficking. I mean, this is horrible. But you want to compare that to Mr. Trump, who, he might have had a little hooker or two, whatever. That doesn't bother me too much because that's kind of a normal thing for a big-time alpha dude that's a multi-billionaire. You're going to get some kind of philandering here and there. Whatever. It's not the best thing, not a good example. I hope he repents, and I hope he, prays against that. But these other guys are into so much more evil stuff, not to mention the more important issues besides the fact that Trump may have done this, may have said that. So it just blows my mind dealing with these people because I just don't get their logic. It's scary to talk to them too.
It is, and the bottom line is go and do your little checklist and who do you want to charge? And more minorities are like, man, I don't like this. My life is not good. It's costing me so much to live. Things are bad.
But that's not how they're thinking though.
And no, not enough people are. It's true. But my whole thing is, will they get out to vote? Because we need to get out there and vote.
That's a great point.
Because we need to make it hard. There is going to be some cheating. I've resolved myself that I know that's going to happen. It's just going to happen. I feel like
It's whatever.
Election integrity. So if we can overwhelm the system and just get out there and vote, and I'm going to tell you right now, because you know what? If they haven't played this for you,
I'm so glad you said that too, real quick. Is that I've kind of given up.
still my ringtone.
That's a
It's the
ringtone.
first time.
Was that from 2020?
So that's my good friend Ruben Ober. He lives in Puerto Rico.
Puerto
He's
Rico.
a Mr. Trump supporter.
Well, you know, I'm glad you brought that up because I've given up on trying to convince people. Like, if you're voting for Harris by now, it's like, dude, I'm not even going to go there with you. I'm just now focusing on just getting Republicans out to vote.
Yeah, because what could you say at this point?
Nothing.
I mean, I don't know.
Nothing. It's just too far gone. That's my feeling with this. So I don't even argue with people anymore about it. If they're that far gone, I'm like, nah. My energy now is more spent like, hey, get some conservatives that you know together, throw a little party, a little pregame party or something. Everybody just go show up and vote. Bring 4 or 5 people with you. For all you out there listening, if you haven't voted before, register to vote. It's real easy. SecretaryOfState.com. Register. You're in. Bring your family and friends. Go vote.
New Mexico, day of. You can go in there the day of the election,
Yep.
register to vote, and vote. I mean, I don't like that personally. I don't think it should be that way. But we have to use all the tools
Have
that
you
are there.
voted yet?
I have not voted
Neither
yet.
have I. Let's
like
do a
to
vote party.
I like to vote on election day.
Your election day.
There's only been one time I voted early. That's because I worked at the radio station before all the internet and stuff.
But that's
and We
racist.
had to. Why is that racist?
Voting the same day is racist.
Oh, why is that racist?
Because what about those poor immigrants who don't have the ability to get there on that specific day?
What about the?
So that's an elitist thing to do, to vote
Oh, you
on
know
that
what?
specific day.
They probably get there before I do. They probably have more money to buy gas than I do.
They don't got to show up anywhere.
Oh my gosh. But please, we're really serious about this. Get out there. And I think that, David Tofstad, who is my Republican candidate for State Senate, New Mexico State Senate, District 36, he's
That's
kind
right.
of been watching things, and people are showing up.
Good.
Some Republicans are showing up. Not enough, but I really think that Republicans, the conservatives like me, they're kind of waiting. It's, we're not early voters. We just aren't for the most part. But a lot are. A lot are.
Well, here's my strategy. I want
coming that
people
way.
that don't normally vote to vote early. Just
There you
get
go.
your ass in there and go vote
So they'll
early.
vote.
And just keep them numbers up with the Democrats on the early vote. And then we can slam them hard with the freaking traditional Republicans who vote on the same day.
Like that plan.
That's what I'm trying to do.
And you know what? That's better, because what will happen is, okay, I'll vote, and then something happens that day.
That's the
Life
point.
gets busy, and they don't vote.
If you're not a regular voter, I'm big time devout same day voter like Alice is. But I've been voting for 6-7 years now, solid. If you haven't voted before, just get up and go do it now before you forget, before anything gets in the way. Because then us traditional same day voters will get in there and back you up later.
It's so easy, and we have a lot of great candidates. Switching a little bit to New Mexico, we have a lot of really good candidates that are running for our state legislature.
We do.
And
Mr.
our
Kane
DA.
for district attorney, who's been getting tremendous amount of support and love. I heard more support today from the Democrat side, which I love it. The thing is the Democrats around here are not like your a mainstream media depiction of the Democrat. We have traditional JFK style.
That's a very good way to put it. You're right.
These aren't the same kind of Democrats you see that are depicted on the news. These are just normal, down to earth, common sense people that haven't really gotten an understanding that the party has left them, and they don't really want to deal with that. They're still going to vote for who they think is the best candidate. They're not going to switch parties. Cool with me.
Yeah.
But they're going to vote for some. And I talked to somebody personally over the weekend that he voted for Harris, but he told me, and he voted for Gabe Vasquez, but he did vote for Mr. Kane. And I was like, hey, I'll take it.
Did
I'll
he
take it.
explain his vote to you at all? I'm
He
curious.
actually he just said he voted for Gabe Vasquez, and he voted for Michael Caine, and he's like, I can't vote for Harold, but I voted for Mr. Kane, so you got me 50%. You batting 50 with me now. I was
Well,
like,
we'll
cool,
take
man.
that.
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
take that.
We
I'll
will
take
take that. Yvette Harold. I mean, the commercials. Those commercials, they're putting a lot of money into those ads.
They stopped the
and
ads, so they're not so bad
slides.
anymore, are they? I haven't seen them.
I still see stuff. Are you seeing stuff? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
The abortion
Well,
ones
you
or
don't
which
watch,
ones?
because you don't watch TV.
I heard that those were hurting. They're hurting him at this point because people were complaining about how inundated they were.
Yeah, it's all over YouTube.
They should be hurting him.
They
really
might be
should.
hurting him at this point. And I look.
But
Here's
she's
my,
got some good counter ones, though. Have you seen the counter
Yeah,
ones?
she does.
She really does. So watch those and not the other ones. And she wants to come. She still wants to come on our show.
we
Maybe
want to try to
can
get her back on, and I want to pump it up,
to
hype it up
explain
too.
everything.
Well, not even that. She didn't have to explain nothing to me. The thing is, I don't
Well,
think
it's not to you. It's to the people
To
that
the- well,
are
she can ex-
believing the other side.
Yeah, she can explain everything to them, but I think if people just saw her, like our last show with her was fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, she's just a really down to earth.
We'll post that again for you guys.
Yeah, chummy woman that's just super smart and super successful and just so like self-aware. She's lucid. That's someone that I want in office that understands the issues, that can talk to the people and get it done because she's freaking super smart.
You know, she loves New Mexico. And like we were just talking about Trump being very comfortable with people. She's very comfortable with people. I've seen her, and it's kind of like, you know, she doesn't walk in there with an attitude or her nose in the air. Since the first time I met her, I had just moved here and I went to an event, and you could just tell that energy from far away. And she's just a real person, and I think that's what the Republicans, the conservatives have now over the Democrats. People used to not have that image, but I think that has changed, and I give Trump a responsibility, and just our candidates. We have very good candidates.
So we'll do what we can to get Yvette on again one more time. I think it would be great. We'll hype the hell out of it. We'll get it on all platforms. She's
Can we
awesome.
get Kane on again? Can Michael
We can
come
get Kane
again?
on again too. I mean, we have 2 weeks left to really just hit it hard. And you know, I'm trying not to complain because that's something that men don't complain. So I'm not trying to complain too much. But guys, we've been working our asses off here trying to get these candidates in office because we need it bad.
Oh, I don't want to forget too.
Yeah,
We
let's
are
get ready to
still
wrap
doing
it up.
Okay, 40 days for life. I am walking tomorrow. I walk in the morning at 9 a.m. And this is to stop. There's a UNM location over there on Loman, and we got to stop this. Our illustrious governor, $10 million of our
Prayer.
tax money is going to that. A lot of prayer.
Power
Be a
prayer.
prayer warrior. But I also want to mention though. So I just heard Trump's going to be on Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
Right.
October 25th.
That dude, he's still like
It's gonna
number
be
one, right?
world champ. They're gonna nuke the world
Podcast.
as soon as he gets off that show.
And Elon Musk giving away $1 million. Did we talk about that before the show, or did we talk about that on there?
Well,
That's
he's giving away $1 million. I think it's a raffle.
It's a raffle,
If you go and sign a petition for pro Second Amendment, pro First Amendment. But with Rogan, the thing is when Elon Musk went on with Trump, and it wasn't even in person. They did it over the phone. I think it was. They got 1 billion views. You know,
billion.
So Rogan,
billion views.
man, it's gonna be
That's huge.
paradigm shifting for sure.
That just blows my mind. And then we do have to mention too. So if you're watching too, que mala, like I like to call her, which if you know Spanish, that means how bad. But that's what I call Kamala, que mala.
Kamala.
Evidently, she was at a rally, and someone said, what did they say? Jesus is Lord? Is that what the person
Yeah.
shouted out?
Yep.
And she said, you're at the wrong rally. Okay. Really? Really?
Yeah,
My goodness.
that's who they are. They don't like God, and God was in the Declaration of Independence 4 times, Mrs. Kamala Harris. You know, whether you like it or not, because of God, you're able to even run for office and be a part of this amazing country. So for her to say that is just a huge spit in the face to our founding fathers, to the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, freedom around the world, because freedom has emanated from this country worldwide because of God, and she wants to talk like that. I mean, you know, my experience when people smite God publicly, there's usually a lot of payback that comes with
Well, you know,
that.
for someone who puts together word salads and kind of at a loss for words and goes around jumping, she was quick on that.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, through her little earrings that she wears all the time. Oh, there's nothing spiritual about that.
I'm not even
Someone
worried about her.
shouted that.
I'm not even worried about her anymore. When people start smiting God publicly, it's just a matter of time.
And that's one where, you know, my favorite song, Kamala's a Big Fat Liar. I think she was telling the truth on that.
Yeah.
I'll give it to her on that. Okay, what did we not cover? Because I know this is fast
Yeah,
and
we got to
furious.
wrap it up. We got to wrap it up. I got to get going.
Any Michael Caine events coming up? that
No,
you know?
Michael Caine events. We just went live with Henry Young and the attorney Elliott on homelessness and dual diagnosis and drugs and how it all interrelates with the crime and how we can solve those issues. I think it was a very powerful show. It's a two episode interview. So I'll go and post that more often. People have been watching it, but man, amazing insight into how things work as far as
I
homelessness.
got to watch that.
It's just amazing insight. No matter where you're from, you got to learn how we're handling and dealing with homeless because everyone around the world's dealing with it. And we have 3 professionals, literal professionals, who've been doing this for a long time discussing it. So we just got done doing that. Mr. Caine's doing great. He's got a lot of Democrat support. Shout out to the Democrats supporting him. Love you for it.
Wow,
And the
Democrats are
Republicans,
supporting him.
of course, have been supporting him. A lot of grassroots support. Like everybody's rocking Caine shirts today. I mean, Mr. Huff back here's got the Caine shirt rocking.
I'll wear mine next week.
Yeah, I will too. Everyone at the office today was wearing the Caine shirts too. So, you know, there's a lot of love for Mr. Caine. Thank you,
Zeke,
everybody.
You know what? Seriously, if you care about crime, and I do, Las Cruces is not what it used to be. If you care about crime, in Doña Ana County in Las Cruces. Kane's your guy.
Kane's your guy.
Really.
You're not going to get anyone better. I mean, I don't want to say anything about his opponent. I'm just going to say that Mr. Kane's a badass. He knows what he's doing, and he does care. He's a man of God. He's a man of the Constitution. You know, he's not going to pick party lines. He's going to do the right thing. He's not about Republican versus Democrat at all. He's about doing the right thing. Because he's been a victim of injustice before with his father being killed.
Yeah.
And that, if anything, I know that spiritually motivates you to do the right thing, for sure.
Yes, father being murdered. I mean, my goodness. And
Superhero
that was he
story.
was young.
He was younger. Yeah, he was younger. He was
was
in his, I
young.
think he was in his
Was he even
early 20s.
I was going to say.
Late
Barely
teenager.
an
I don't know.
adult.
Yeah, it's barely an adult. So, thank you, Alice, for everything that you do. She's doing a lot of work. For Mr. Topstead, you're awesome. We had to make this one quick, guys, because we got a lot going on. But we'll be back on Monday
Thank you, Gary.
at 3 o'clock. Thanks, Gary, again. Monday again at 3. We'll be going more and more platforms. We'll get this uploaded here pretty soon as well. Love you guys so friggin' much. You know what? I want to try and go live again here soon in the next few days to pump the Trump train. Because we didn't do a good enough job doing the Trump train last time. So if Alice is up to it, we'll come live again on Chips Salsa.
We should go also to the Trump train.
Maybe,
We should
yeah,
go
we'll
to
do that and go live over there too.
November 2nd.
Maybe
Not
we'll do
this
a full,
weekend, November 2nd.
November 2nd. We'll try and go live and do another full hour here within this week. No guarantees, no promises, but we're going to try because there's so much to talk about. I feel like we barely scratched the surface right now.
Please share this because a lot of people aren't getting it all the time.
Yeah,
And
share.
Help us out. Do that. We're going to upload this to YouTube.
Share, like, love. Everybody send us a $5,000 check. Thank you so much.
Bye. Guacan. Alice
Later, guys.
Lara, Zeke Rodriguez.
Thank you,
Chips
guys.
and Salsa Show, New Mexico.